Well, I'm going to try a live feed because I recorded a video earlier and it just won't upload, and the internet around here is horrible. But I'm broke down again. As you can see behind me, I'm in a hotel room in Austin, Minnesota. Well, lost the connection there for a minute. It looks like I'm back. It's so damn cold out here, not even Wi Fi works. Let's see, Jason. Yeah, thank God I got a hotel with all the broken down trucks around here. The hotels are filling up quick. Let's see. Is that Chica Gorilla? Yeah, I'm warm now. Last night, let's see, I make sure vision visible. I don't know how to do this thing, so I'm giving it a try. Last night, I spent the night in my truck. It was 27 degrees below zero. I had no heat at all. And I tried idling the truck because I heard that below 20, the truck will idle. Well, truck went idle. So I set my alarm again, like I did the other night, to go off every 2 hours so I could wake up, start the truck, and keep it idling at a high idle for a half hour. Well, when my alarm went off last night, I couldn't get out of my sleeping bag. It was too cold. I mean, it was way too cold. It was well below freezing in my truck because all my bottles of water are bulged out and ready to pop. So I just said, forget it, man. I'm gonna wait till morning and see what happens. Well, I went back to sleep, and sometime in the middle of the night, 2, 3 in the morning, I wake up, my chest is killing me. I'm like, what in the hell now? And I wear a CPAP machine. Well, the CPAP's sitting out in the open. Needless to say, that hurt. So I took the CPAP, and luckily I had on the truck, I grabbed from the house last time I was there, a winter sleeping bag that I've always had. So I was using that, and I took the CPAP, was letting the body heat warm up the air. Okay, what is this thing saying? Oops, I don't know how to do that. Jason, man, I'm still waiting on my truck. They currently have. Why does it keep disappearing? Let's see. Okay. Hide all chat. Somebody says, okay, live chat. All messages are visible. Okay, I got that. They currently have. Oh, this noisy heater's got to shut off. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, some message search potential. Sorry, guys, but I've never done this before, so I have no idea how this thing works. Okay, when I bring that up, it puts a thing over your message. They currently have a freeze on upgrading. Pun intended. Adrian, glad you got warm. Seeing it disappears now. I'm gonna have to ask somebody how you make your messages stay on. Let me just punch buttons here real quick. That didn't do. Ooh, what does that do? Okay. Adrian, glad you got this. There's the hotel heater. But I'll tell you what, they had it running before I got here, and it's much better. It's much better than being in the below zero truck, that's for sure. Yeah, this place is. It's like $50 a night. It's just the murder inn. I actually called her when I called her and asked her about if they had any rooms. I asked her, I go, so how many people's been murdered there, and what's the chances I can get murdered? Uh, Adrian, where are you at now? I'm in Austin, Austin. I think it's Austin, Minnesota. I'm at the Roadway Inn and Suites. So I guess if you want to come murder me, there's where I'm at. I won't tell you my room number though, so you have to murder a bunch of people. But that would probably be better than the freaking week I've been having. And I'll tell you guys what, coming off of home time for 4 days, and I had an unexpected bill hit to these problems, I've lost a day. I even ran last night. I think I uploaded a video of me running at night, and I ran wide open last night trying to get to this fuel stop because I was running low on fuel, and that was my scheduled fuel stop. So I figured I'll fill up there and shut down. Well, I couldn't even get my right side gas cap off the truck. It was frozen to the tank. And so I put all the fuel in the one tank. The other tank's probably got an eighth of a tank in it. Yeah, the murder in. So tomorrow when the tow company called me like an hour or two ago and said, hey man, we don't have any room over here, so we're not going to pick you up till tomorrow morning. We'll give you a call. So basically what I think they're going to do is they're going to just tow the truck in. The murder inn doesn't have very good Wi-Fi, I guess. You got some creepy noises going on around me. Nah, I think the neighbors are trying to get through the walls. Oh man, I'm gonna die. Well, hey, at least you guys see me last, and they'll have video evidence of it. Now, let's see. Jason, loved your house, man. My wife wants some. I don't know why the video disappeared. I mean, the message. And then when I press the little message button, it brings up a thing up in front of it, so I can't see it. So let me go like that. My wife wants some land like that. Yeah, no, it's cool. It's 15 acres, and the house sits right in the middle front of it. And we got about, well, not in the middle. We got maybe 5 acres on the one side, and then the rest is on the other. The other side is a lot bigger. And what my daughter's planning on doing is she's going to buy probably about an acre from us over in the far back corner and put like a modular on it, and we'll cut a driveway going to it so she don't use our driveway, and put a septic in and a well, and then she can have a little place there. No, man, there's a gas station nearby, but I got this scrumptious from the truck stop. This scrumptious death burger. Okay, KDS, currently at Prime waiting for a trainer. How long did you have to wait for a PSD trainer? Well, I was at Salt Lake City, and we weren't supposed to get training to where after you learn your pre-trip on the pad, they'll take you and drive you around the city right there. Each day you get a little bit of time. The trucks had jumper seats in the back to where a few students can go. But when they told us that the next day when I came in, I get called into the office and they said, hey, we got a trainer for you. So I got lucky. I got a trainer immediately. But did I get lucky? Actually, I probably would have been better off just staying, because when I came back in to test out, all the people I was in class with all just did their testing that day. So they all got their CDL a day before me. But you know what? None of them had the driving experience I had. All they could do is but they were trained in a manual. My trainer's truck was an auto. So I tested out in an automatic. Now, do I ever want to drive a manual? Hell no. Even at this truck stop, all these broke down truckers were all talking. And these older guys been driving manuals all their life. Every one of them there said the exact same thing. If you've been driving a manual transmission for the last X amount of years and you get in an automatic, you ain't ever going back to a manual. Okay, have you ever thought about training? Yeah, I thought a lot about training, actually. But I don't think I could be cooped up with another person, because when I was in training, being in that close quarters, it would get funky, man. Um, Sometimes, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to shower. Yeah, I'll get one in a minute. And then the shower didn't happen for a couple of days, man. It was like, he'd stand up, walk next to my seat. I'd be driving up right out the damn window. So I don't know if I want to be in that funk. I wish those messages would stay up. Can somebody tell me how that works? How do I get them back? Okay, so Jason, let's see. Have you ever thought about training? Jason says KDS. Jason says people at Springfield have, and it disappeared. Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to ask. People at Springfield have been waiting up to 2 weeks. Yeah, from what I understand, you can wait a while because when I called to actually go to Prime, my recruiter, she goes, well, you're in California. She goes, you should go to Salt Lake City. I said, no, I want to go to Springfield because I'm moving to Missouri right in the middle of the. I don't understand why this thing keeps disconnecting. I'm on their Wi-Fi and it says we got a good connection. Hopefully I didn't lose everybody. Let's see. Avoid the automatic more. Yeah, the only problem with me, I'm at Springfield KDS. I'm at Springfield right now. I was just at Springfield. I ended up getting stuck in Springfield on Monday. I should have threw a shout out and seen if any of you guys were around to say hey to. But one thing I hate about the automatic is they lock us out of manual mode. So we can't put the truck in manual. So you'll be going down a hill, you'll have your engine brake on, it'll be set perfect, everything's beautiful. You're running 55, 50 down that hill, great RPMs, everything's great. Boom, the thing will downshift. Your RPMs will redline, your Qualcomm will beep at you telling you went over speed, and you have to jam them brakes on to slow the truck down so you don't over rev that engine. So what you should be able to do is you will do, okay, you're going down that hill, you're in, say, 9th, 10th gear, you're running perfect RPM speed. If you put it in manual mode, it will stay in that gear. But they lock you out of manual mode. They want to teach you how to do everything, but they lock you out of manual and they won't let you out of your truck because they're afraid you're gonna waste fuel. How in the mother of Lord cigarette can this work? Okay, yeah, I was trying to meet you, but I forgot to ask. You're my favorite truck. Oh, thanks, man. You know what? It's funny. I should have given you guys my truck number, but if you walked out of the Millennium building and you were going towards the training pad, if you go out, you go left and you go up those stairs. Well, when you go out the main building doors, if you looked straight ahead, my truck was the purple one. And up on the back of the roof, there's a piece of silver tape. It's like a backwards 7 on it, where they patched a hole. But it was right out that door. And I ended up getting stuck at Springfield. I got there early Monday morning to get on the road, and my load video, oh, bummer. But what did I do? Just don't do nothing actions. Okay, there. But so I ended up sitting there waiting for a load to come in, and that stupid load didn't come in, man. That load was going to Oklahoma, which was south. And then I was hoping I would get a load from there into Laredo or something, or stay south. That truck broke down coming to Springfield. He goes, hey man, that load didn't work out. He goes, but I got a truck broke down that you can go pick up the trailer in Kansas City. Yeah, where's it going? Minnesota. Bastard. Oh man, I literally, okay, KDS. Yeah, I haven't been to that building. Let's see, get away from that. I haven't been to that building yet. I gotta get cleared and get my badge tomorrow. Oh, cool. Wait, you haven't been into the Millennium building? Okay, is the CDL test hard or stressful at all? Okay. Let's see, Jason, we dropped a load for New Jersey and got one for Southern California. A lot nice weather. Yeah, I grew up in Southern California. I lived in Southern California up until about 6 months ago. As far as the CDL test, the most stressful part is two things. One, if you hit a curb or hit anything, it's an auto fail. Two, if you get anything wrong on your air brake test, auto fail. So learn that air brake test, the in-cab test. Now you can get things wrong on the in-cab test, but when it comes to the air brakes, it's a pass or fail. It's real simple. You just got to study it. When I was in PSD training, I ran over the um, pre-trip in my head while I would drive. I would just and I knew my pre-trip 100%, 100%. Matter of fact, after I did my pre-trip one time, my trainer said, "You don't need to do it anymore. You got it." But when I actually did the pre-trip, I completely forgot all the lights because I got the God, what section was it called? Well, I was doing the lights, but I did all the lights, pointed them out, pointed out all the tape on the sides and, reflectors and everything. But you're supposed to also, okay, you got your 7 points of this and 5 points of that, blah, blah, blah. Completely skipped it. But you can get so many points off and still pass. It's that brake. You need to do that brake. And don't rub a curb, fail. Don't impede traffic. If you impede traffic, you fail. When I talked to my instructor, he said, as far as not rubbing against a curb, you pull. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know why this thing keeps disconnecting. But anyways, he said, I was a truck driver for X amount of years. He goes, so if you need to cross that line safely and don't impede traffic, to not hit a curb or to make you feel like you're not going to hit the curb, he goes, do it. He goes, if I take a point for that, it's better than hitting that curb and failing. Let's see, what did I see up here? Lee, how you doing, buddy? I says, buddy, you got to go lease, make that real prime money. How much would I be spending right now if I was a lease driver getting this truck towed? I know you save up for breakdown. I'm planning on going lease. I just wanted to get a little bit of. You got to remember, guys. When I went, I was actually in the lease line. Let me read a couple of these comments before I go off on my tangent here. Jason, the testers at Springfield were pretty good. They actually try to help you sort of don't stress it. You're right. You got to remember they want you to pass, so they're pretty lenient. Shelby, your Hirschbach once you get experience 1,500, 2,000 every week for real. That would be nice. That's lease. They do leases, right? Shelby, for real. That's smart, but you'll have a brand new truck then. You can actually get a brand new truck from Prime if you go lease. Let me tell you this. When I was on home time, I actually went to Prime and asked them, I wanted to go ahead and get out of the condo lightweight. You can make 5 cents more a mile. And I think over time, I burned my clock from end to end. Freaking thing. Don't make any decision, sleep. So I decided to sleep. I decided to keep my condo. The lightweight was just too small. Maybe if I would have started with it, I wouldn't know any different. But man, I got cabinet space. I've got an Xbox, a 32-inch TV, my laptop, just refrigerator built into the cabinet. Yeah, I had to buy the refrigerator, but I found a used one. All right, Shelby, for real, but that's smart. Okay, that's that. Okay, we got, oops, what did I do? I'll be there Monday. Looking forward to it. Yeah, it's and it's an exciting thing. If you're pretty much, look at it this way. If you're clean, if your background's clean and you're not going to fail that drug test, you're golden, because passing the permit test. See, when I went to Salt Lake, I had to pass the permit test on my own. I had to go in there with a permit. So I took all that on my own. But at Springfield, you have to do that at Springfield. Now, if you can pass the background and the drug test, you're pretty much going to pass, because even if you don't pass the first time, they'll figure out where you went wrong and then get you good with that. Now, Springfield's a busy place, man. You guys seen it. You guys seen it. That place is packed. It's packed with peanuts. Um, I like Springfield though. It's although they're making the Salt Lake Yard. It's supposed to be done, I think, in 2 years. They're making it like a mini Springfield. It's going to have a. But let's see. Shelby says, "What about high blood pressure? Do they help with that?" Now, I've never had high blood pressure ever. Every time I go to the doctors, um, I get checked. Now, I was going to the doctors a lot. I'm going to make a video about that, but I'm bipolar, which was a big scare for me, whether they were going to let me drive the FMCS, blah, blah, A, whatever that thing is, if you were allowed to drive, be a driver on bipolar. And I couldn't find any YouTube videos or nothing about it. Being bipolar and being a truck driver, the ins and outs of it. But so when I was actually seeing the therapist for a while, every time you go in, they check your blood pressure, and always good. If I go get glasses, they check perfect. Always told perfect blood pressure. I go, and because I'm paranoid, you got to remember I owned a successful business before I was doing this. So I went and paid out of pocket to get to do a physical. When I did the physical, guess what was wrong? I had high blood pressure. Let's see. Um, Mississippi Holler says, "What's the wait time for a PSD trainer right now?" You know, it's luck of the draw, man. I couldn't tell you at Springfield. I know last time I was at Salt Lake, they're still testing PSD in the yard because they just don't have trainers. Okay, but so my blood pressure's high. Well, no. The first day I go in there, my blood pressure's good, everything's good. But then she goes, "Oh, okay, you're on a CPAP. I need your readout." So I hand her my little card for the CPAP machine. She goes, "I can't do nothing with that. You have to go and get it done." So it took me 2 days to go and get the readout for her. I went back there, and she goes, "All right, well, we have to do the whole test over again." So this time my blood pressure. And so what they did is they put me in a dark room, had me lay down for a few minutes. I laid down and my blood pressure was fine. I've never been worried about my blood pressure. I always worry about my eyesight, because you can have pretty crappy eyesight and pass a DOT physical, but my eyes are weird. What happens on your end when this thing disconnects? Do I just stop moving and stop talking, or what? Oh man, I lost everybody this time. Let's see if anybody's even in here. Anybody here? Oh yeah, nope, lost everybody. All right, well, we're gonna call it a night then, I guess. Thank you, you two, or no. Thank you, Murder in Wi-Fi. How do you suppose I shut this thing off? Oh, somebody popped back in. Yeah. Katie is about to go to bed, brother. Be safe. Gotta let us know next time you're at Springfield. Yeah, I'll definitely let you guys know. Yeah, it's buffering. It actually disconnects on my side. So that's what it's doing on your side, is it's just sitting there and doing the little spinny thing, because that's what it does on my side, and it says reconnecting. But this, the Murder Hotel here just doesn't have good Wi-Fi, I guess. I disconnect, but this whole area, because even when I was at the truck stop, their Wi-Fi was horrible, and even though it says I have 4G, it just won't work. I've been trying to upload a video all day today. Cool. Glad you hung in there. But I've been trying to, yeah, I see people are starting to pop back in. I've been trying to upload a video all day today from this morning, right after I woke up frozen. I was talking about the truck being broke down. I think I can barely remember, guys. I woke up this morning and I thought I was gonna die being in a frozen truck. Uh, you got a still picture of me, then it starts. Well, hopefully it was a good picture and not all. Um, but yeah, I was frozen in that truck, man. It was a nightmare. And then Rotis says, "Go ahead and put the jumpers on it. Have gloves. Get warm. Here's what you need. You need warm gloves. You need winter pants, and you need a full face mask shield thing because being out there for just a couple of minutes, as soon as I get out of the truck, all my hair on my face it literally freezes and you can feel it freeze. And then after a couple of minutes, my shoes are frozen. They won't bend anymore. And my feet start hurting like crazy. And I put my fuel gloves on. They literally froze to my hands. I thought I was going to have to go into the truck stop and run them under warm water to get them off. And I put the jumper cables on and took me like 5 tries because I couldn't stay out long enough to get them on there. But yeah, when I go back home, I'm gonna definitely buy some cold weather gear. That was just nuts being out there. Okay, Jason, what are you saying here? I was talking to my trailer about the other night, and he said get a hotel room right away. Yeah, yeah, hotel room. Electric blanket would work good if you had electricity. Now, I think if I would have had an electric blanket going with my CPAP machine, I think I would have just killed the batteries on the truck. You got to remember, normally on a normal night when I go to sleep, my APU starts about every 15 minutes and runs for a while and then shuts off. Um, this is in warm weather too, and what it's doing is once the batteries draw down to a certain point, it starts and recharges them. Let's see. Will they give you a different truck? That one has trim ones. Yeah. No, they won't. I tried. Unless I go to a lightweight or lease. He had to use one. He used 1 year ago to drive when he had sort of the same issues. Yeah, yeah. If you got enough battery power, or if your APU works, but that my CPAP uses a lot of electricity. It really drains the batteries down. That's why my APU runs so much. For that blower to run it, it's I can't remember how many amps it is, but it's up there. I I tried to use it on like 1,000 watt inverter one time, and it wouldn't run. These are 1,500 watts, and it runs okay. But yeah, I think an electric blanket and the CPAP would probably not worked because it once the batteries get so low on the truck, if the ACE tube, it wants you to be able to start the truck. And see, I actually don't think my batteries were 100% dead. I think my oil's just too thick and it won't let the engine turn over because I put the cables on for 8 hours tonight. I went out there, the truck just cranks really slow. And I decided, well, let me push the buttons and see what the oil temperature is. It was negative 24 degrees. What'd you say? Yeah, what happened, bro? Well, all right, guys. I think on that note, I'm gonna call it a night because my internet connection just isn't very well. I really appreciate you guys all coming in here and saying what's up. Um, more. I like the interaction. I like to hear what you guys have to say. Um, but hopefully you guys checked out those videos I put up of driving through that blowing snow, man. That was wicked. That was crazy. Um, I don't recommend doing it, but it kept my blood pumping. Anyways, good night, guys. Take care. Now I gotta figure out how to sure turn this thing off. Let's see. Thanks, Jason. I'll get some sleep. Mississippi Holler. You take care also. Uh,